Hey, what's up team? We're here for back, biceps, and shoulders. You can pretty much get away with this full workout with just dumbbells and one resistance band for our high pull. I'm using a heavier resistance band. You can also use a cable machine with a rope attachment if you're taking this workout to the gym. You can grab a barbell with plates if you'd rather use a barbell than dumbbells. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 supersets. First, actually, we have 3 supersets. One standalone exercise, and then we have obviously our lats. We have some low back. We've got our shoulders and shoulder blades and biceps. So a lot of stuff in a condensed workout. I have a bench with me. You could use any kind of bench really or box for some seated work. Let's get right to it. We're going to begin with an underarm grip bent over row. So if I'm showing you on a straight bar, we're going to take our straight bar with an underarm grip, hinge, and we're going to bring that bar pretty much like right below the rib cage. All right, so we've got 8 to 10 reps. I'm just going to continue with the bar for set number 1. This is a 45-pound bar for reference. Good. Give a good squeeze back here. Good. All right, now remember we're training close to failure. All right, so only for a couple of movements. You don't have to train till failure with every single move, but I would choose a couple different, definitely like a compound lift, like bent over rows, or assisted pull-ups. If you are working on achieving more strict pull-ups, then you want to work on your strict pull-ups. You can do that in addition to this workout, not in replacement of an exercise. And then whatever area feels like especially a challenge for you. So for me, that's shoulders. And I will most likely aim till failure with my lat raises or my seated overhead presses, and that is a superset right there. So that is going to be a challenge. But let's get into set number 2. I was going to use 20s, but I'm going to challenge myself with 30s for set number 2. See how that feels. Again, if you're failing closer to 8 than 10, then cool. That means you're picking up a challenging weight. Good. So that's set number 2 of 4. We didn't have time for a full warm-up today, but in a typical back warm-up, I like to do arm circles. I like bear hugs. Anything that requires you to kind of open up that chest. Shoulder rolls. I like a cat and cow. So we spend so much of our life hunched over and shoulders forward and leaning forward. So like actively working to open up the back. Bow and arrows are great with a resistance band, arm circles, all of that. Here we go. Set number 3. Strong hinge. Don't get lazy with the core. So good. Awesome. Last set, best set coming. Your goal in the workout, in every workout, should be to reach that point of an uncomfortable challenge. Okay, so like we talk about comfortably challenging. Comfortably challenging is like picking up these weights and getting to 5, right? So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's like a comfortable challenge. You get to 6, 7, 8 above. That's where it gets uncomfortable. But you still have to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 to get to that challenge, okay? So what I'm asking you is to not shy away from that challenge, not be afraid of it, not run from it, but to almost embrace it and just use it to see how far you can go without putting a mental limitation or a physical limitation on yourself. Okay, so oftentimes our mind is going to quit on us, but our body could actually keep going. So what I'm asking you is to just remove the expectation and allow your body to find its uncomfortable challenge area. Because if you constantly flirt with that, then you will continue to get better and better and better. Last set, best set. Three tempo. Good, good. Whew. I thought I was going to be done at 8. My body said, nope, keep going. You got 2 more in you. We're going into a reverse fly, 8 to 10 reps, followed by a hammer curl. Okay, so get your hammer curl weight ready, get your reverse fly weight ready. I've got 10s. If I didn't mention it in my setup, I have 30s, 20s, 15s, 10s. I don't think I'll need anything below a 10. But if you typically pick up 5s or 8s for lat raises, reverse flies, things like that, go ahead and grab that lighter weight. Strong hinge, standing or kneeling. Elbows stay slightly bent. Good, we're waking up those shoulder blades. Good. Hammer curl. Knees slightly bent. Core is nice and engaged. Again, 8 to 10 reps. Whew, good. Roll those shoulders down and back. Quick sip of water if you need one. We're going right into set number 2. Third superset is a back extension with a lat pull and some band work. So make sure you've got your band somewhere nearby ready to go. Here we go. Set number 2. And I'm starting to sweat. 8 to 10 hammer curls. Whew. Again, with isolation moves like bicep curls, hammer curls, triceps, different things like that, don't put pressure on yourself to lift super, super, super heavy, okay? Isolation moves are isolation for a reason. For things like Bulgarian split squats, hammer curls, bicep curls, you don't need to go super, super heavy in order to be challenged. So find that slightly uncomfortable challenge point for you for movements like that. Reverse fly, same thing. I'm not picking up 20s, 30s for reverse fly, most likely ever. It's a smaller muscle area, so it's the nature of the exercise. You're not going to be lifting as heavy for things like that as you would for squats, RDLs, bent over rows, assisted pull-ups. Like, it's just different exercises. Okay, so accessory work and yeah. Here we go. Reverse fly. This is also an isolated exercise. It's more important to use proper form, tempo, technique. So good. Pull those shoulders down and back. Last set, best set. And this is literally why it's possible for you to get such an awesome workout at home versus the gym. Nothing against the gym, but gym layouts are all different. There's constant distractions. There's constantly people talking to you. You're resting a lot more in the gym most likely than you need to be, and you can be much more efficient at home. So if I can be efficient, then I'm going to be efficient. I'm not going to waste time, energy, and effort if it's not necessary. All right, so people think you can't get a good back workout at home. You absolutely can, with a small amount of space, equipment, everything. All right, here we go. We have a back extension, lying back extension with a lat pull. If you're at the gym, go ahead and use the back extension machine, and then bebop it to a cable where you'll go into face pulls. So we've got 8 to 12 for both of these moves right here. So what I want you to do in our back extension is come up, mimic a lat pull, and then lower. So we hold, we're engaging that low back, the core, the glutes. This is such an underrated movement and such a good one for my postpartum mamas. That felt good. That was like a nice stretch. I'm gonna go kneeling. Kneeling face pull. At the gym, you can grab a cable bar around shoulder height. So I'm coming down low to make this shoulder height. I keep the elbows high, and I'm pulling that band straight to my nose. And speaking of postpartum mamas, the illusion of a smaller waist, is by building your back, your lats, shoulder blades, shoulders, lats. The other part of it is actively building a booty and working on glutes and core. All right, so most people will just work on the core to try to shrink the waist. And a lot of times you don't create shape when you do it that way, okay? Because if you're just focused on cardio and core, you're not gonna change your body, okay? You might develop abs, you might not, depending on genetics. But the best way to actively strengthen your core is to activate your core all throughout the day. Put an extra focus on it in your compound lifts and all of your other movements. Focus on deep core breathing all throughout the day. So really, like, that 5-minute core workout should just be icing on top of the cake. It should just be on top of everything else that you're doing to strengthen your pelvic floor, to strengthen your overall core. And that is what's going to change your body, give you that six-pack, give you that snatched waist, okay? So it's not about just doing core and cardio, all right? You've got to build the back, which is easier said than done. All right, set number 2. Make sure that band is secure. Good shit. Here we go, round 3. Here we go, last set of this round. We've got one more superset to go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Grabbing my bench for this last superset. We've got overhead presses And we've got a seated lat raise. 8 to 10 per move. All right, 8 to 10. So I'm gonna start with 15s for these overhead presses. Oh, my goal is to progress to 20s, but we are supersetting this with more shoulders. All right, so keep that in mind. Compound lift and a isolation move. So you don't have to go seated. You can go standing or kneeling. I just like to take the lower body out of the movement and get that extra core engagement whenever possible. All right, lat raises. You might need like a slight forward lean with these. Now make sure you take a breather. If you want to be able to lift the same volume, intensity, everything, then you're gonna need a break. I like 30 seconds to a minute and a half, sometimes 2 minutes, depending on the superset. So take that rest, take that recovery, because I want you picking up the same weight that you started with or heavier, all right? So that's kind of how I want you to progress, even if you're failing at like 8 reps, which I hope some of y'all are. Set number 2 of 3. Be mindful of your tempo. So good. Guys, find that barrier. Find that barrier that you're breaking between like that comfortable, doable challenge, and find that difference between that and pushing till failure. Because going till failure means you are leaving 0 reps. All right? If you must, leave 1, 2, or 3. But I want you working for 0. Okay? So here we go. Last up set. Now, if you're not doing this already, I want you to try to get at least 20 grams of carbs before your workouts. 30 minutes before is ideal. This way you're actually burning those carbs that you're putting in. You're using that for energy. you're not using reserves, okay? So your body wants to use the energy that you're putting in it, and that's gonna put you in a fat burning state versus a fat storing state. If you're consistently not eating before your workouts or even after your workouts, you're gonna be in fat storing, okay? And it's gonna be very, very, very difficult to build muscle, lose body fat. So just do me a favor and eat some carbs at least, even if you're not getting a full balanced breakfast with protein, healthy fat, carbs. Just get a straight carb, I don't care. Rice cakes, peanut butter, bagel with cream cheese, that's my go-to. Overnight oats. Damn, I almost picked up those 15s for lat raises. That would have been a mistake, yo. Oh, shit. Awesome job. Oh, that was a fudged up superset. Way to slay. Way to handle that. That was a challenging workout to kick off the day. So good. Go ahead and hydrate. Now eat your protein. 30 to 60 minutes after your workout. Get 20 to 30 grams of protein in you, please. Please, please, please. Hydrate, move, stretch, walk. Move outside of this workout today. Slay the rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.